Sit. Morning guys. So, just woken up, brushed me pearly whites, made myself a coffee, some toast. I woke up to very exciting news today. So, it's a bit strange because we're inside the house today, but that's basically because Yasmin and Wolf is down in Kent. Yasmin's got some work to do in London and whatever, and she's going to see family. So she's down there, and that means that I have got Sunday and Monday to absolutely hammer my pond. So I've got 1,000,001 little jobs that I've got to crack on with now to get the fill on. So I'm pretty sure the window's going to be coming this week. That's what the text suggested last week. So yeah, once that window's in, it's in, but I've got a lot of things to do. I've got to work on the bio chamber today. I'm really going to pay most of my attention to the pump house. So the bio chamber needs doing. I've got an electrician popping around tomorrow to give me some advice. So to that end of things, I'm going to buy a consumer unit, a switchboard, wherever you call it today. If not, I might actually wait for that till tomorrow. And cats. I love cats, just not in my garden. Yeah, and I really want to get the floor down in my pump house today, and I probably will start grinding and trying to maybe fit some channels in for the drains before my windows come for the pump house and the door comes for my pump house. Another amazing thing, like I said, that happened today is my good friends, Ricky and Ryan, are over in Japan, and they're actually searching. I've given them a little wish list, only a little one actually, just one fish. I have enough in Japan. They're all coming over this autumn. So I think I've got a lovely goshki for Minima coming over. I think that's pushing about 60 to 65 now. I've got 2 Azakari in Taniguchi, a Sank and a Kawaku, which I purchased a year ago. They should be coming out of the mud ponds about 50 cm now. I've got an absolute fantastic Sank from Ricky's mud pond to come over as well. So that's going to be lovely. And the only other thing, well, obviously as well, I've got that fantastic Shiro from the DK lineage from Fujio Omo. That's coming over as well. That's coming over at 50 cm. What a gamble that was, guys. You know, I'm not going to lie. That was, for me personally, that was quite expensive to pay that much money on a knee side to go into the All Japan and the Wakagoi. And it did come out with some good results, actually. I think it got silver in the 2 of them. And also, I've got another NND DK Shiro, which was not quite as expensive, but it's still got a second in the Wakagoi. So that's in a different mud pond. Fujio put my original Shiro in probably a special mud pond because I think he was quite keen on it. So that's going to a special mud pond. My other one's probably gone into the standard mud pond, which is still better than any pond over in the UK, I guess, for the summer. So I'm really looking forward to that to get harvested. But they're putting a video together for me at the moment. So my wish list this year was something that I would struggle finding over here as well, is a Sank from Tucano. So if you don't know about Tucano, there's not a lot of stuff on the internet about him, to be honest. He's amazing chap. Do you know what I mean? He's got he only breeds in Sankies, or well, he probably breeds in other stuff, but like he's really keen on Sankies. He's known as the secret Sank. So of course I needed a secret Sank from Tucano to go into my pond. So they've selected me one. They've sent me a video, and they've sent me a video of Tucano as well. That'll be on a different episode though. They harvested one of the Tucano ponds yesterday, And I think they've got loads of snippets for me to put together exclusively for my channel, which I think would be really good because there's not enough stuff on this guy Tucano. I only found one small thing online about him where you see him sort of like scuttling around on top of his ponds in his house. Or if you don't know, he's got basically a house on a hill and he's got ponds that are basically layered on top of it. He's got like, you know, stacked ponds, which is class. And mate, the guy himself looks like a real grumpy Yakuza. Mate, he's class. I love him. But anyway, let's talk about that. I got to finish the pond before I can get any of those fish in. So 101 little jobs today is going to take me a long time, but you might appreciate it. I'm going to appreciate doing it because it's not a horrible fiberglassing job. Fiberglassing has gone off fantastic, proper good. I'm really excited about that. So anyway, enough about fiberglassing. I've had enough of it. Never want to see it again in my life. Let's go on with the nice jobs. I can't play, I've got to go and do the pond. See you later. So the first thing I'm going to do down here, guys, is I'm going to give this place a bit of a clean up. So some of this is rubbish. Some of it needs to go into his own house, his own home. I need to get this area here all clean because Dirty Orange is going to be going on the mix soup. Because my plans are today to sort out the pipe work in here. Pretty much start sorting out the pipe work for the airlines and stuff. This is all good. I need to clear all of this area. I'm going to take this door off. I'm going to empty this cupboard ready, and I'm going to shutter up all of these little sections here, and I'm going to do a little slab pouring here. Nothing much. I need to dig some of this down, but it's only going to be a reasonably thin slab. I'm not sure if I'm going to tile it in here yet or not, or just paint the floor with some floor garage paint, which looks quite nice. But what I need to do is take all of this out. I need to move all of this realistically, but we'll see where I can get today now. Still got to put another bit of timber in there. I've got some noggins to go across here. Yeah, I got a few bits and bobs to do, so let's crack on and see where we get to. So guys, as you can see, it is a lot cleaner. So I've moved everything out of the way apart from that. That's my next job. Get that out and get that little storeroom cupboard off and cleared out. So let's see what's in there. I haven't got a clue. Oh, right there, guys. Sorry about that. I've been off the job for a little bit. I've had a little bit of a cheeky talk to my mate Ryan from Exclusively Koi. He's over in Japan. And he's just got me a little badger. But anyway, that's on a different video. You're having a fantastic time. Very prosperous trip. Go, guys, go. Well done. Exclusively Koi and Koi Wholesale. Big up, yeah. But anyway, if you've ever wanted to know what was in my little secret GIMP cupboard, here we are. There we are, guys. This is going to be my dry storage area for all my products and stuff. I'm going to put the door back, but what I am going to do is on the door, because it looks really shitty, I'm going to get a nice piece of maybe not stainless steel. If I can find a bit of stainless steel, really thin gauge, just to put on the front of the door, just to keep the look of it, or a nice bit of aluminium will probably do it. But if you can see the floor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour straight into here. So it should probably cover that waste pipe there. That's the one that goes into the sink in my underbuild. This is questionable. I might put this on again. That is just my little water overflow for my gas boiler. These are my, that's my gas boiler. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, overflow for the gas boiler, I think. And that's my tap for the water, which is just by there. So that will be staying there. But what I am going to do is put another little T in there to have a tap on the outside. This will probably stay here. Might even get a clear one for this, I don't know. But this is my flue. So this is the flue for my boiler, which is there. So I have been talking to someone who's ex-airborne engineer, actually, or REME. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to core drill a hole through here. We're going to get a 90 bend another piece of straight pipe which will go out. Actually, this might well work with the size of it. And then from there, then apparently we get an under deck excluder or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Another way I can do it is just come from there straight up and run it straight up. Or actually, no, from there we could go straight up that way and then gas it off up higher. But what I'll do is get a proper gas engineer to come and do that, possibly just for to get the tick in the box, because that's something very important and very dangerous if it goes wrong. So to that end, what we've done is this is all ready. What I am going to do is take that slab out. I'm going to shutter all of this up later on. I'm going to shutter this section up here. And then I'm going to dig some of this away. So my new patio door is going to sit on these slabs here. So I've got that there. So they're going to sit across there. What I'm going to do then is grind the other side and put an eco drain all the way down the front of it. And this side I'm going to shutter up in here. So this side is a little bit bigger, so no water ingresses into here. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be about 1/2 inch higher than this slab here, which will engulf all the way into here, which I would have thought would take it to about there. And what I'll do is, all singing, all dancing, I'll get some self-leveling the same as that, and I'll put it in here just to make sure it is all level. I'm going to leave that drain there, but I'm going to make myself a drain cover with some leftover stuff from there. Or even I could ask my good friend Carl to make me one if I get the right size hole there. Because that, I think, is where I'm going to be putting my big blue. And my big blue then will trickle in somewhere here. But I think that's where I'll put the big blue. It makes more sense to put it right by the drain. To that end, thinking ahead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some MDPE pipe, is that what you call it? I'm going to put it from there, and it's going to go all the way under the ground and come out in that corner there. So that will allow me then to hide the pipe that's feeding my fresh water into the pond. Always thinking ahead. Last thing I want to do is put pipes around the wall or put pipes across the floor. No, I want this to be nice and tidy. So that is going to be subsurface. I'll put it all the way across. Lovely jubbly. Another thing I could do actually is just get an old piece of 1.5 pipe and actually put an 1.5 pipe down there, so I can actually just push I can push the hose through it. That might make a better idea, just in case the pipe perishes or something like that. I've just got that natural channel that'll go back and forth, so that'll be a good idea. Now let's get this floor all dug out. Once this floor's dug out, then I'm going to concentrate on some pipe work, but I'm going to make a cup of coffee first. Hi guys, another little bit done. So cleaned out this. What I've done is my existing cable is coming here. What you can see here is going to be under the floor, and all that's going to be sticking out is these two cables. So when I put my new junction box or whatever it's called up on there, what the electrician will have to do is cut that in half, reattach it, go up and back into it. So I've just created a loop there for him to cut out of the base, so it's all going to be in there. All of this will be subsurface. So what I've done there is I've created a little shutter all the way to keep anything from going in there. I've created a little shutter around my drain. As you can see, the electrical cables going through there. And this is what I've come up with, guys. So I had a load of spare waste pipe, and I thought that would be absolutely fine. So what I've done is I have laid this in here. So if you can imagine, my big blue will sit here somewhere, and the pipe can go straight down. This will be sort of a little channel where I can just push the pipe in and it'll thread itself around and come out subsurface there. So the trickle in can go straight into the drum or straight up into there, into the bio chamber. I'll tack it across there, really neat. So yeah, all out of view, all out of sight, absolutely perfect. So that's really nice. I was going to do another one for the electrical cables, but I was thinking to myself, well, that's a bit crazy. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, all the electrical stuff here. I think that's a bit too far away to put the actual pumps for the for the water. So I'll just put some nice trunking across here, and that will be sitting, because I've got to put a couple of plugs there for the Fuji Max. So you know, yeah, can't be too minimalistic, I guess, in the long run. But the concrete that I pour is definitely gonna cover this bottom section here, so this will be all one level all the way through here. And what I'll do is, when this has gone off, and I've actually, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay the concrete exactly the same level as the patio there. The reason is, once I've got my new door situated in here, I will do a self-leveling pour, which will just come above that anyway, above the threshold there. I'm going to have like a low level aluminium threshold there anyway. And it will go into that, seal that, because no water will come in, because it's going to be about 5 mil above the actual level of the height there. And then I'll take this shutting out. I'll make another shutter for the size of the stainless steel drain I'm going to make. So it'll give me a 5 mil recess, so the drain will sit flush there. And then I'll have my big blue sitting up here. Possibly that'll be okay in that place, I think. And then the big blue will sit lovely there, and then all the pipe work will go down there. So absolutely perfect. That is another piece of the puzzle, all thought out in advance, how the pump house is going to be. Just got to get off that little bit of snobs there, and then that is ready to pour. What I've done there is, as if you can see, there's a couple of holes there, so I've packed them with a bit of insulation foam subsurface, so when I pour it, nothing's going to go down that drain until it's gone off. Lovely. So that's that. And what I've done is, that pipe there is flush against that shutter in, so when I pour it, all the concrete's going to go in there, nothing's going to go into the pipe, but when I take that shutter in off, that pipe's going to be totally flush with the edge there. So that, my friends, is going to get poured later on. So that's my last job tonight, because once I do that, I can't get back in here. And I do believe I have enough all in to pour to get that ready. So that's, I'm buzzing about that. That's a real nice, good job that I've been meaning to do for ages. Once that's gone, then I got no mess down here. I can really clear this up, and then, yeah, that's good to go. So I'm going to do that. And then the next job I'm going to do tomorrow, when this has gone off, is probably grind this stuff. Obviously, not my electrical pipe. Grind these off here. And I've got a little drain to go in here, which I'm going to dig out subsurface and go into this one. It's going to take me a little while, but it's only a tiny little bit. So I'll do that by hook or by crook. Obviously, it would have been easier to do it before this went up, but sod's law, it is what it is, and that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that's what's going to happen anyway. So anyway, yeah, so that's another little piece of the puzzle. And then obviously the ACO drain is going to be carrying all the way down there. Right, the jobs I want to do today is, that's done. I want to do the pipe work inside my bio chamber, so that's going to be done next. Then I want to clean the pots, the bottom drains, give those a real good clean, mix up, actually get the, cut the little upstands for the spin drifters, so they just plug in. I'm not going to solvent weld them in, they're literally just going to be plugged in situ. But what I want to do is paint all the bottom drains black, because if I do, and when I do use my stainless steel lids, you know, you can see straight through them. So I don't want any, I know it's a minor thing because they're going to green up after a couple of months, but yes, I still want those, when it goes in, to be black underneath. Silly, I know, but I've still got to solvent weld the air little pipes as well for the spin drifters. And like I'm saying, I'm putting the spin drifters, I'm getting those all in situ and all ready to go in, because if I want to change those, all I got to do is take those stainless steel drains off, get in with my wetsuit, plug the spin drifter in, and just push it on. So they push on really, really firm and really, really tight, and I think that's all they need to keep themselves in situ. Well, that's all my other drains have got. I haven't actually ever solvent welded a spin drifter drain in. So yes, and that's what we're going to do there. So the first thing now is, let's get on with this pipe work here. and I'll do that crappy little job later on. And then I might even have a look at my air pipe, because my air curtain can be in situ now. It can be put into situ. Everything can be set in there, and we can see what it looks like. So that's an exciting prospect for the end of the video. So the end of the video should have a combination of the floor being screed in here, and also the air curtain being put in situ. So that's going to be what a nice day. Right, anyway, let's make another cup of coffee. There we are then, guys. So that's another little bit of the puzzle done. So that is my, basically that's sucking out of the chamber via this ball valve and pushing through. Yes, I can't regulate those sides, but what's the point? It's all going out. Whether there's a little bit less going through this one than that one, well, you know, that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I don't really mind that, to be honest. But I'd probably leave the guard on just for a little bit of protection, just in case that what I'm going to do next is not going to work. But a little bit of water in there, I don't know where it's come from, down that post or something. So I'm just drying that off. But the next thing, that's worked out quite well. The lead comes up through here and out through the top there, if you can see. Obviously, I'm going to thread that underneath and zip tie it all tidy, so no one's going to pull that out by accident. I'm going to put the two air stones on the bottom, and what I've done is I've actually cut those off there and I've bored them out a little bit, so stops any sort of back pressure on the pumps. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to CT1 these to the bottom of the bio chamber, and those sit inside those, if you know what I mean. So that's another job I've got to do later on. However, they're all ready to go. The next thing that I'm going to do, so that works out really well. But what I am going to do is cut a real neat little round circle through here, because the water level is, you know, way below this. So I think I'll cut a little bit out there, so all the pipework goes, and then it's just like put maybe a zip tie across the top just to hold them all subsurface a little bit there. But that's not a problem at the moment. The next thing I am going to do before I do the slab is, I've just measured this out now. That's where I've got to cut it. I've got to put a 45 or a 90, I'm not quite sure yet, degree bend here, which I'll do down the shed. And then that will form, so that will basically go straight down the sides, sit on top of this and cut across, which will make a totally clear void for fresh water to be pulled out through that. So that's the next thing I got to do. I've got to chamfer the corners, obviously, for that. And what I'll do is I'll get really thin zip ties, and I can zip tie it all the way to that to really hold it in situ good. That's not very good English, is it? But you know what I mean. And what I'll do then is I'll also CT1 a couple of little, I don't know, a couple of little brackets by here just to hold it there. I'm not too worried about it going south, but anyway, the next thing I've got to do, pop down to B&Q, unfortunately, just to get a couple of 0.5 mil, or is it 1 mil cutting discs anyway, because I've run out of those. So I'll go and get those, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, there we are then, guys. So this is exactly 1.1 meters wide, which fits in lovely and snug. So this will be the bottom end, and that's the top end. The reason I've done that is because this will be the top end. This is which is coming out of the water, if you know what I mean. So it's obviously, it looks nice and finished anyway. So what I got to do now is 63 centimeters up here. I need to do a 45 degree bend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure that now, get that where I need it on the table, put a piece of timber across there, clamp it and bend it down. No fabricator, but I think it's going to work. And then what we'll do is we'll put it into the pump house chamber, see how it is, and then I'll have to cut some 45 degree chamfers off here to go into those little wedges in the corner of the wall. And I think that should work a treat. What I might have to do is, on the thing, I'll probably drill out these holes every 6 inches, slightly bigger, so I can get a big zip tie in there to really secure it onto that pipe. if you know what I'm on about. So yeah, let's get it going. So there we are. So basically now what I'm going to do is force this down and give it a nice 45 degree. Can't really do it on camera though, I'm sorry guys, but I'll show you the result now. Guys, I'm in the mosh pit. I mean, the bio pit. So yeah, it's worked out to plan. So I can't really situate it proper job yet, but let me spin you around and show you what the plan is. I think it's going to work. So here it is guys, minus a couple of scrapes on the old flow coat, which I do not give a monkey's about because this is going to be full of media. So what you can see here is I've got it so it's flush to the top on each side. I've drilled little holes around here, so I'll get zip ties which will hold this nice and snug here. This actually goes nice and neat up into there. I've cut it round reasonably well. On the gaps, what I do intend doing and just putting a bit of CT1 or OB1 in a nice 45 degree just to real seal it up nice. But what I've also got, guys, is these are like little cabinet things. And what they've got is they've got pretty much holes all the way through. So my plan tonight is I've marked down each side here. So what I'm going to do is CT1 these pretty much like, let me hold it. CT1 a few of these down like so. And then what they'll allow me to do then is I can drill a couple of more holes and I can get a zip tie to pin these back. I'll probably put 2 down there, 2 down there. And maybe what I might do is put a bit of wood in here, hold that up, and maybe put a few down there. And then when it goes off, I can zip ties these. And then from there, I will CT1 it all the way down and all the way around. But as you can see, what it does, it gives me a lovely chamber down there. So I haven't wasted too much space, I think. And also, I can still get to the ball valve. Yeah, I think that is winner. So that's good. I'm really happy with that. The next thing I'm going to do, because I've got the CT1 out, let me just dry this bit up. A little bit of water in the bottom there from before. Ooh, let me get that stone out. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to get the CT1 out and I'm going to glue these brackets into situ here. Those little cabinet corners, T's, whatever you call them. I'm going to put those into situ there, ready for it to go off and to totally seal tomorrow morning. So then I feel in here, that is my job done for today. Very, very happy with what's going on there. Very happy. So we've got an outlet here, which is pucker gen. And what we'll do is I can obviously just drill a slightly bigger hole there for the air pipes to go through into there. Lovely jubbly. And I've got a little basket to go on there as well. So I'm in the process of asking someone to make a little pipe coming across here. However, I've got a lovely basket that fits on there. And I think this is, well, I don't think I need anything else, to be honest. That basket is going to, I think I'm going to CT that basket one on today, and that's done as well. So let's get the old sticky stuff out. And, oh, another piece of candy. Here we are then, guys. So, yeah, what I've done here is, if you can see there, I've got them glued in. They're all going off now with some OB1 or CT1, whatever I've used. And then I've also glued those two on there at the right kind of distance where I thought they would be about the most efficient. That bit of timber there is just holding the bottom section of that stainless steel grid up, just so I can glue those 3 little chocks in. And when they go off, I can relieve the pressure and zip tie them there, and then put some CT1 or of sort all the way around here. Right, guys, made short work of that. Just give it a bit of a jet wash, and what that is, it came off basically a sediment trap, a little stainless steel sediment trap, And yeah, well, that's as good as anything, isn't it? That's going to be absolutely fine. So that's situated down there, and that's how all the water will get into my biochamber. You know, like the distance between those two there is probably 2.5 foot, but bear in mind, with all the bubbles and all the movement in this, that's going to be as good as damn it. So anyway, let's get on to this. I'm a little bit hungry actually. I might go and have some biscuits. Oh, shit the bed. It's been a while since I've done some hard labouring here, but that's my first little layer going down. Not quite, I haven't got quite the depth to cover that, but by the time I put my self-leveling on, that well should be about done. And I think I'm going to tile in here, to be honest. So a little bit more to do. That's one mix full. Got that there going. And to be honest, guys, it's nice to get it. I've got one bag still on the road from when I was doing the pond. That is really naughty. It's just outside of my house, but still, it's a bit of an embuggerance to everyone. So yeah, I do apologise for that. My street, if you're watching. Oh, right then, guys. Yeah, that feels like a full day, to be honest. I'm going to call it there. I'll spin you around and show you what I've done, but I'm over the moon with what I've achieved today, to be honest. Lots and lots of awkward jobs that I've been thinking about for a long time, and they've actually worked. I've pulled it off, so yeah, that's good. I've given this place a good clean, because there's nothing like going to sleep knowing that you're waking up the next morning working in a clean environment. So my dad always told me, you know, when you finish working for the day, clean up, wake up, start afresh. Lovely. So all I'm doing now is jet washed everything, cleaning the path down. I'm actually cleaning the Easy Pod as well on the Tozai pond. So at the moment, I'm just cleaning that once a week because, do you know what I mean? It's working fine with me. So I think they're still on. I think they're still on 20 degrees. So they're still flat out feeding on sake. On an auto, on the Profi feeder, I'm feeding a minute of food a day, and that's dissected into 6 feeds, starting at 6, finishing at 6. So it's working well. The chags are coming on amazingly. So one of the chags I'm actually giving to Stainless Steel Carl for being an absolute legend. So Stainless Steel Carl is going to pick whichever chag he wants, and I'm bringing that on for him there. So it's the least I can do for someone. Let me spin you around. Happy. As you can see, guys, I've cleaned up here. Absolutely lovely jubbly. Just filling this bucket up now and washing down this. And here we go. There we are then, guys. So I've got to clean that stainless steel lid, but I think I'll leave it till tomorrow. It'll be all dusty tomorrow, like, you know, dry and dusty. So I'll give that a clean tomorrow. But yeah, here we are. Let me see if I can jump across quick. There we are. So it's all the way in there. So we've got all one layer. And there we've got, guys, we've got my pipe outlet for my trickling. So it goes straight down there. And obviously it's going to come out there when I remove that. But yeah, not too shabby. So what I've done is, obviously it's a bit higher than that side to that side because there's a slope on this path. But when I do the new path, it's actually going to be flat here with a slight slope back to us because the eco drain is going to go in front. Yeah, pretty happy with that, guys. It's just started to rain, ironically. So yeah, that's enough for today, I think. But yeah, very happy with my progress. Like I said, we got this done now. What I might try to make, because this is a little bit flimsy here, what I might see if I can do is get a little bit of stainless steel, I don't know, square section or angle iron, just to hold that nice and neat, just to rigid it up. But to be honest, I need to talk to Carl, because I'm thinking about half of this making into a stainless steel workbench. So when I'm here, I can do all my scrapes and stuff on there. So half of it is going to have a Perspex top on it, probably, and half of it is going to be a stainless steel workbench. So that's the idea anyway. I don't know how it's going to pull off, but we'll see. Yeah, pretty happy with that. pretty happy with that. So yeah, few more on this. Obviously that is my little loop of electricity. So when I put my electrical stuff in here, I don't know, the electrician will have to cut that, splice it, attach it, whack it up, whatever he's got to do. And that's it. So very happy. Like I said, I'll clean this all off tomorrow. I don't want to get in here now because this is all wet. But I'm really chuffed with that. That's cool. So my big blue should sit perfectly in there. Probably just sit onto the stainless steel grid, but not an issue. Sit there and yeah, it'll do its job and trickle into there. Straight across, into there, blop, in with a jellyfish. So the plan is slowly coming together, guys. I found my big zip ties for that. I knew I had him somewhere. But like I said, nothing much I can do today now. I think I've had enough. When you're ahead, I gotta go and take my doggy for a walk now, and then I'm gonna have a shower. I'm gonna sit down and watch some stuff that Ryan has sent me from Exclusively. Absolutely fantastic. He's been harvesting the Tucano koi today. Why didn't I go? No. Hopefully he's done such a good job that he's gonna get invited back next year when I'm going. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately I was going to go to Japan this year, but I'm so balls deep in spending money on this and trying to get this done now that I've decided next year is going to be the time. And to be honest, I feel like I haven't been in the hobby long enough to really appreciate what I'm getting myself into. So I think next year, when I know a lot more, yeah, I think I'm really going to appreciate it next year. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. Bit gutted. Don't get me wrong, I could just get on a flight and jump over there, but I really want to get this done now. This is really an important part of my life this year, getting this done, and I'm absolutely loving every minute of it. So now tomorrow when I wake up, I've got a nice clean environment. Don't have to walk through that little bit of dirty, muddy patch anymore. We are cooking on gas. So I've got to sort the roof out. I need to get some electric, so I need to put electric cable to go into there to get a light in there. Yeah, loads of stuff to do. Tomorrow, unfortunately I didn't do the air curtain today, but that's on the cards for tomorrow. So air curtain tomorrow, which I'll put on the video. I'll do another video tomorrow, guys, because I'm off for 2 days. So air curtain tomorrow, or I might actually premiere it in the middle of the week. I know you guys hate that, but you'll get bored of me otherwise. So yeah, so tomorrow what I get up to is going to premiere probably on Wednesday or Thursday. And then yeah, cooking on gas. Well happy. Guys, I've got 2 questions for people actually. Let me show you. Hopefully you can help me. So guys, so the first question, and I know someone out there will know, I have acquired 2 of these legally, I may add, but I've got 2 of these flow meters. They're Blue White Industries, and what it is, I don't really need them. They only I've got them, and so basically what I'm trying to say is the fitting, right, that this is on a 2-inch fitting. Obviously this section comes out. What I want to know is if I can where to get the new fittings for these to go on. I'll tell you where I want to put them, guys. Let me just put that really safe there. So I've got 2 of them, and my idea is to put a 4-inch to a 2-inch T here, and have a flow meter there and a flow meter there. Not that I need them, but it'd be very interesting to see what I'm drawing through the bottom drains. So I'm not even sure if they're sensitive enough to actually register like 10,000 litres an hour or something going through these. But if they do, and anyone knows where to get the new fittings for those, let me know. Because like I said, my plan is to put the 4-inch to a 2-inch T and then slot those 2 in there. So they're basically up so I can see what's going through each one. I wouldn't necessarily buy those, but because I've got them, I wouldn't mind using them, if you know what I mean. Another question I have for you guys. excuse the mess in here. Oh, look at all these models dying to get built. But anyway, this is my Profi drum control box. Now, these are self-explanatory to attach again. But see these here, obviously they've got some sort of diaphragm or something to connect onto these. Does anybody know where I get those and what they are meant to look like? Please find me and tell me if you know. Thank you very much. So there we are then, guys. That's it for tonight. I'm going to go and clean up, put everything away, finish my easy pod and relax. Tonight is TV night. Netflix and chill. Just me and my whippet. Lovely.